Judgment Day for R. Kelly. R. Kelly was sentenced to 30 years in prison and faces more charges. Let's talk about it. I definitely want to hear your thoughts. What you think? Do you think it was fair, justified? Do you think it was enough time or not enough time? Well, according to reports, R. Kelly has been sentenced today to 30 years in prison. Now, he's been months after he was convicted on all 9 counts against him in a high profile case. Now, the U.S. District Court Judge Ann Donnelly handed down the sentence in a Brooklyn courtroom after several of Kelly's victims angrily addressed the convicted offender at the hearing. He pleaded not guilty to all charges and did not take the stand in his own defense. Now, Kelly was best known for his 1996 hit I Believe I Can Fly, was considered one of the kings of R&B in the 1990s and 2000s, and was widely credited with helping to redefine the genre. But the rise of Me Too helped lead to a greater scrutiny of his behavior behind the scenes. Now, we are all aware of Surviving R. Kelly, a Lifetime documentary series that was released in 2019 that featured testimony from several accusers, intensified calls for him to face legal consequences. Following his sentencing, Kelly is scheduled to stand trial in August in Chicago on federal child pornography and obstruction of justice charges. He was acquitted in 2008 of child pornography charges. And as I said earlier, that some of the victims was called to the stand to testify and to address R. Kelly. They will not be named, but this is what they had to say. One said, "You degraded me, humiliated me, and broke my spirit," said a woman who went by Jane Doe number 2. "I wish I would die because of how you degraded me." The victim recalled an incident when she was forced to perform a sexual act on the music star after you played basketball in a car full of your friends. "Do you remember that?" she said. "You couldn't care less. I avoided your name and your songs and suffocated with fear. What you did left a permanent stain on my life." The victim stopped speaking momentarily when she saw Kelly speaking to one of his attorneys and sarcastically apologize. "I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt your conversation." She goes on to say, "I know there are fans of R. Kelly who don't believe us," said the woman, who was 17 when she first met Kelly at a concert in September of 1994. "I once lost hope in our justice system, but you restored my faith. It was a constant battle, and I no longer live in silence. It is inhumane to endure sexual assault, sex trafficking. It is modern day slavery in plain sight." Kelly's attorneys argued in a separate memo that a sentence of more than 10 years would be greater than necessary. During the trial, which centered on the allegations of 6 people, prosecutors said Kelly was a verbal sexual predator who abused young women as well as underage girls and boys for more than 2 decades. So again, R. Kelly, the once known R&B singer, was sentenced today to 30 years in prison, months after he was convicted of all 9 counts against him in a high-profile case. The U.S. District Court Judge Ann Donnelly handed down the sentence in Brooklyn's courtroom after several of Kelly's victims angrily addressed the convicted offender at the hearing. So again, R. Kelly was sentenced to 30 years in prison months after he was convicted of all 9 counts and he still have other hearings that will be held in Chicago. Guys, comment below. I would love to hear from you. Tell me what you think about this. Is it justified? Do you think it's too much, or do you think it's too less, or do you think it's not enough? I want to know. Let's chat about it. Comment below. Let's talk. This is a very serious matter, and I do want to hear your opinion. And as always, listen. Thanks for watching. I greatly appreciate it. But don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you like this video, make sure you hit that thanks button where you can donate to the channel. Just press that button. I would greatly appreciate it. And until next time, I'll see you in the next video.